This is GACenter, your look at the Grand Arena Championships of content creators from around the globe. Here are your hosts, Flair from Gaming Embers and the Nev from the Escape Podcast.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of GACenter. This is our month 5 roundup, only 1 month left to go. And this is a very special straight to DVD episode, isn't it, Flair?
Yes, we're calling this a straight to DVD because TLDR, real life stuff happened for both of us. It was just going to be much easier for us to do it like this for this month roundup. Not to mention we're in the midst of prepping for season 2 of GACenter and everything. There's so much we got to work on.
Oh, yes.
So this is definitely easier for us to do it this time than our normal format.
Exactly.
But yeah, obviously, with that being said, there's really no follows, bits, subs, or anything like that during the course of today's episode of GACenter. So,
but it's on YouTube, so if you've got anything interesting to say, throw it down in the comments below, of course.
Absolutely. If you got your favorite, your favorite you're rooting for, put them down there below. Throw like comments. What I forget the YouTube stuff now. It's been so long since I touched YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTubes. Yeah, the YouTubes isn't very nice at the moment, is it?
Oh, it's an awful place at times. Anyways, let's get stuck into it.
Let's get stuck into it.
All right, and getting stuck into it, starting off with Commander Cody going 10-2 over the course of the last month of GAC. Round 1 was a triple crown, going 3-0, having no issues whatsoever. But after that, going 2-0, going 3-0 in week 3, and then wrapping it all up with a 2-0. Start off really strong, but still, hey, did an amazing job. Only losing 2 rounds over the course of the month, especially in 3v3. Take it, man. Let's go with it. 10-2.
Now, Brainkill had a decent month. It could have been a 12-0. Could have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I mean, he had 5 flawless victories, 6 full clears. I mean, he had 3 triple whammies. But he missed round 1, week 1. He missed the very first round of the very first week of the month. And it totally screwed up a perfect record. But still, 11-1 is very, very good for the month.
Let's be honest, this is no surprise. Bulldog went 12-0. A couple of times throughout the course of the season, he did not get full clears. But usually when he didn't get a full clear, his opponent definitely did not get a full clear. Stuff like his gas and other hits in the box did their work, did their job. Only a couple of losses, quite a bit of holds. So yeah, obviously it's 12-0 for Bulldog.
Now, Infidum had a decent month. It was pretty good. 10-2 is a very good month. You get your Kaiba, and he didn't have an awful lot of losses. Now, he did pick up 5 flawless victories, and he did pick up 3 full clears, but he only got 1 triple whammy. Didn't get any crowns. He did get a regular triple, but it wasn't a whammy and it wasn't a crown. And, you know, we don't care about those triples. So, but I did mention it now. So, 10-2 for Infidum. Good month.
We don't care about it, but we do care about it.
And there's the div full table, and we all know who does the best. It's Bulldog, because he's undefeated. Yeah. Will he go 72-0? That's the question. That is the question. Seriously. We did ask him that when we had him on our flagship show on Friday of last week. Will you go 72-0? And I think he accused me of, well, you've jinxed me now, so we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait. I think he'll go 72-0, but who knows? Let's go on to Div 3.
On to Div 3. And in Div 3, we start off with the Lone Gunman going 11-1. A pretty solid week all by and by. Rounds 1 and not rounds, weeks 1 and 2, he had 3-0s. No triple crowns. Week 3 was his 2-0. And then he cleaned it up in week 4 with a 3-0. Still an excellent job. Wonderful performance from the Lone Gunman.
Stone, kind of, I mean, 10-2 is still a good month, but it was a bit up and down. There was a couple of rounds that he really shouldn't have lost, but he was doing things that you really, really shouldn't be doing in 3v3. I mean, he still did very, very sterling. He picked up 6 flawless victories. So 6 of those 10 wins were flawless victories. Couple of full clears, but a couple of those wins, he wasn't getting the full clear. He did get 2 triple crowns, and he was very, very happy with those. But, yeah, he'll be kicking himself that he did not get more triples during the month. 10-2 for Stone.
And on to Renaud the Fox, our favorite German Fox, going 12-0 this month. Excellent job from the German Fox. Obviously, didn't lose any rounds. His highlights being a triple crown in week 2. Just an excellent job, excellent performance from the German Fox. And here is to more successful ones in the last month to come. 12-0 for Renaud the Fox.
Now, Moyo had a good month, but it was a very, very scrappy one. 11 of only 2 flawless victories and 5 full clears. So 4 of those wins, he couldn't quite get the full clear. He went much, much harder on defense this month than he does when he normally goes with 5v5. And as you can tell, the 44 holds show. Now, he wasn't getting full clears with some of his wins, but neither was his opponent. So at the end of the day, an 11-1 with your Kaiba, you ain't going to complain with that in 3v3.
And on to Andy Beads, Canadia's second favorite son or first favorite son?
Canadia's favorite son.
Canadia's favorite son.
Canadia's favorite son.
Yes, Canadia's. There's a difference. Going 8-4 this month. Starting off with a 2 in week 1. Unfortunately, getting slapped around a little bit, getting a 1-0 in week 2. Another 2-0 in week 3. But he came back. And proudly is waving his 3-0, especially due to a lot of change-ups in his defense, relying on his Night Sisters, and having an excellent performance in week 4. 8-4 for Andy Beads.
Now, you may be looking at Vendetta's 11-1 and thinking, he didn't go 11-1, he went 10-2, and you would be accurate. Technically, he did go 10-2, but he was cheated out of a win in week 3, round 2, by a really, really obvious cheat. Somebody used an APK hack, and they used Cad Bane to solo a team, Qui-Gon Jinn to solo a team, and get a load of this. They made their cheating that obvious that they thought nobody would notice a Canderous Odo solo against a Padme team. A Padme team. So, yeah, 6 flawless victories, 5 full clears, a whammy, a crown, and we rewarded him the win, giving him 11-1 for the month.
And in that episode of GACenter, we also made sure to, the week that occurred, we made sure to kind of highlight a little bit of how we're wanting to address that.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. On to Marco going 7-5. Had kind of rough this month a little bit. Start off strong with a 3-0 in week 1, but week 2 was just a slap to the face, going 0 for 3. Got the spoon. Just not a lot of good things happening there. Week 3 and week 4 were both 2-0s, so definitely probably not his best performance. Probably not the happiest month for him. It probably isn't for a lot of people who don't really enjoy 3v3s. But 7-5, hey, at least you are on the better side of the Meridian line. Is that how the phrase goes? I forget how that goes. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right. Anyways, 7-5 for Marco.
And there is Division 3. Most people in the lower divisions, Division 4 and Division 3, they had good months. I mean, it's only Andy and Marco that you could say. I mean, 8-4 and 7-5 is still decent. It's not a 6-6 or below, but most people, with the exception of 2 competitors, went 10-2 or above. So yeah, the lower divisions were absolutely killing it in 3v3 this month.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Bernard swept by with it though this whole month. So, anyways, moving on, shall we?
Yep. I think it's time to move on to Div 2. And Scribe, 10-2 for the month, but real scrappy. I mean, Of those 10 wins, only 1 was a flawless victory and 2 were full clear wins. So 7 wins without getting a full clear. Now, the losses were clocking up. Not quite sure what he was doing. Obviously, his tactics in 3v3 are drastically different from his 5v5 because he normally full clears and he normally gets the flawless victories and the full clears in 5v5. But yeah, a lot of trouble. Only 1 triple whammy for Scribe this month, but 10-2. He picked up his Kyber. He was a happy man.
And moving on to Orlamar, odd performance this month. Orlamar has been doing really well usually, but we just hit 3v3 and it just kind of seemed to stop. He started off great, as a lot of these players have, going 3-0 in week 1. Week 2 was just nasty, going 1-2. And then weeks 3 and 4 just weren't kind to him either, ending out with 2-0s in both week 3 and week 4. Like I said, Orlamar is usually really high performing player, usually very much in the upper, at least 9s or 10s at the very least, if not 11 or 12. So hey, hey, we're going into a 5v5 season. Hopefully this last month is kind to him. So anyways.
And don't forget that Orlamar was promoted this month from Division 3 to Division 2. So you've got the extra squad and the extra fleet to find. So that's probably a lot to do with his performance.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah, 8-4, Orlamar.
Lil Gator. Oh, he did not have a good month at all. Not a good month. Didn't even clock up triple-digit wins this month. And it's 3v3, for goodness sake. So, yeah, not the best month for Lil Gator. Only 1 flawless victory and 1 full clear. No whammies, no crowns, no triples. 6-6 for Lil Gator.
On to Boba Fett, going 10-2. His weeks were pretty consistent. 3-0 in week 1, 2-0 in week 2, then back to a 3-0 in week 3, and then cleaning it up with a 2-0 in week 4. 10-2 is definitely not bad, especially in 3v3 and the fact that rosters are changing, especially with what we've been getting in the last little bit. So 10-2 is perfectly acceptable, especially considering that, hey, that's Kyber territory. So yeah, 10-2 for Boma.
Oh, and Boma will be gracing us with his presence in Div 1 Freshman next season.
Nice.
Cake Gaming, one of the bounty honeys, had a consistent month, as she normally does, 8-4. She picked up 4 flawless victories. She had 2 full clears. She did get a whammy during the month, which I'm sure she'll be very, very happy with. It may have even, I'm not sure. No, I was about to say it could have been the triple whammy might have been during her honeymoon, but I think that was the previous month that she also picked up a triple whammy. But she's not going to complain. She's going to be happy with an 8-4.
And on to Jake AW. Okay, pretty okay month at a 9-3. Triple digit wins. Quite a bit of losses though. Some of it just scraping around the tank. Good amount of holds though. In week 1, he had a 3-0. Week 2 was a 2-0. Week 3 was another 3-0. Only for the curse of week 4, I guess, to be a 1-2 for him. So, ouch. It's a 9-3. Hey, that's still pretty good performance. Yep, excellent job for Jake.
Geek Girl, another one of our bounty honeys. Oh, she did not have a good month. I mean, the queen of consistency. She usually finishes a month either 9-3 or 10-2. She's like 2-1, 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, 2-1, 3-0. That's what she's good at. But this month, ooh, she was not happy. She only picked up a couple of flawless victories. She had 1 full clear. So, 2 of those other wins, she did not even get the full clear. No whammies, no crowns. Didn't get triple digits on the wins. 3v3, maybe not one of her best forays into GAC. That and this was her first 3v3 above Div 3. Much easier to do 3v3 in Divs 4 and Divs 3. Not as easy when you're in Div 2 and you've got double fleet and you've got to find those extra squads. 5-7 for Geek Girl. And there is Div 2. And nobody in Div 2 went undefeated. Nobody. Nobody even went 11-1.
We can arguably say that Boma did have the clear lead.
Yes.
When you look at banner score, when you look at battle wins, he had some more defensive holds, and he lost less battles.
Yeah.
So even though him and Scribe both went 10-2, Boma is just eking out in terms of raw performance. So, but everyone else, they're relatively in the positions that they normally, except for Orlamar. Again,
yeah,
Orlamar,
Orlamar did not have a good month. He really didn't have a good month.
This is very much Orlamar is usually in that upper.
Yeah, Orlamar Orlamar either goes 12-0 or 11-1. So to not even make double digits this month after going consistently 12-0, 11-1 all season, and literally all season, he has been the top.
Even in a 3v3 month as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what happens when you get promoted. You're up there with the big boys. So
play with the big boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. That's the Div 2 table. Hey Neil, what do we got? What's in the break?
Well, we've got a Patreon's Corner where Paul will be talking about our beloved Patreons and how they measure up against each other in GAC this month.
Absolutely. And as a reminder, Paul will mention as well in the break, but if you support Patreon at the Kyber combatant level, you have the option of being able to take part in the GACenter patron board. So head over to Patreon and check that out. Anyways, let's see how the patrons did.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the final episode of this month of the Patreon leaderboard, brought to you by the Escape Podcastaways Patreons. Would you like to see yourself up here but are not a streamer? Join the Escape Podcast Patreons and become a GACenter superstar, just like somebody that we're about to get to in just a moment. Guys, it's been a wonderful wild ride, 3v3. Some are glad that it's finally over, and some are relishing in the fact that they went 11-1 with 28,962 battle banners, 133 wins with 250 losses. They almost rivaled Going Nerdy, I'm going to say that much. 68 holds on the day. I'm extremely, extremely proud to welcome to the show Dr. JoJo, the Dr. JoJo nonetheless. JoJo, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. Noob's here with me right over there. He's waving hi to you. So congratulations, first off, on first place in this 3v3 month. It's not an easy feat, in my opinion. You might have a different opinion, though.
I tend to do a little better in 3v3. Part of my roster is more Galactic Legend heavy, and they hold the day a little bit better in 3v3 than they do in 5v5.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, the Galactic Legends are really the difference in 3v3. But what did you do any special prep going into each of these weeks, or did you just, rip off the Band-Aid and go, I'm here we go, let's go?
No, I do a fair amount of scouting ahead of time. So beginning of each week, I do the full hotbot compare to look at all 8 of the teams, and I'm actually already looking to see who I'm probably going to be facing in the subsequent rounds and who are the most difficult ones, and then look up their GACenter, or go to the SWGOH.gg, look up their past history, see what they kind of tend to place, how they end up doing it. And so I tend to try to put the hardest defense I can with still most likely being able to win full clear.
Oh, man, it's, I'm excited for you. What was your feeling going into that last round?
So going into the last round, I was happy to be 9-0. So far, hadn't faced too much of a difficulty. And then first battle of the last round, I totally whiffed on that. Basically versus a guy with higher lifetime banners than me. Ended up his 2 Galactic Legends versus my 3. He actually placed one of them on defense, was able to beat that. He had a better Darth Revan, was able to 2-shot that, and then lost 4 battles through his junk teams otherwise. Full cleared for like 2,500 banners. Didn't think he would be able to beat me. He, 12 shot my Ray, but then 1 shot both my Slacker and my Seep. And cleared everything else and beat me by about 100 banners. So I go on to the Discord to basically congratulate Schnarman that he, I gave him his window of opportunity to take the lead, and he's texting the same exact thing saying, "Oh, I came on here that I whiffed my battle." And so once I got that, I was like, "Oh man, now I have to continue to try and continue to get it." And the last 2 battles were not much difficulty at all, although the last guy basically put the FU defense where he put everything that he owned. And when I saw that, I'm like, well, I can't fully clear him, but he can't beat a single of my team. So that was a pretty easy overall final to get the 11-1.
So for those that want to compete in the Patreon leaderboards, it's all for fun. It truly is. But I know Bringer is hot on the heels of you guys. He wants that title. 4 Strong 1, when he gets good matchups, especially outside of 3v3, he's ready and raring to go. So you've got these guys to worry about. But we also have the introduction of Riverboy 12 this coming season, who he likes to play around, but he's also very, very serious about it. Any recommendations to people who want to take part in this, that are thinking about it? And what are you doing to help yourself?
So, it's definitely a lot of fun. I actually am on the Gambit Discord and see those guys bragging about how they're the top of that and competing with each other and how it's forced them to be even a little bit more serious with it. And it's definitely, I agree with that here. I like the competitiveness of it. And everybody on the Patreon leaderboard, we have a, friendly competition with it. So we like to help each other out and help see each other do well. But, there's a little part of me that isn't upset when one of them loses. And I already started to scout out Riverboy's roster. He has a pretty good lineup there. So hopefully we'll probably bring a little bit more competition to it. But I think, I upped my Imperial Troopers, wailed out a little bit on Moff Gideon to start 5v5.
Oh,
and,
no. Where's he at?
He's R5.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Well,
So,
we've been saying on the main show that these are going to be bounty hunter killers.
yeah, I'm actually working on and practice over the past few days of trying to use him instead of Watt in my Darth Vader Ray counter, and was able to get it pretty well using basically a full Empire team with a Vader lead, Piet, Gideon, and Thrawn to take down Galactic Legend Ray. So that's maybe where I'm going to start sliding him in, and then be able to use Watt and Treya on other teams, because those are my usual others in that team. So I'm looking forward to him. He should be a lot of fun. May have to slide him in with my other imps. Since I have Seep, I have Veers and Stark at R3, and the others are at gear 12. So they should bring a lot of fun as well if I don't have to face a Ray.
All right. Well, I definitely wish you all the luck in this. Let's. I'll keep you on audio here as we make a switch here. There is the final leaderboard. Dr. JoJo 11-1 with Schnarman right behind him, but a difference of over 5,000 banners is insurmountable. One of the benefits of being in a higher division. Bringer, though, right on the heels of everybody. One slip up, he would have went above Schnarman. 2 from you, Bringer would be our new champion. And then 4 Strong, Big Country Mags, Lenny and D. Wonderful competitors. Any parting words before we close out this segment?
One, I didn't have time my last week to pad my banner loss stats, so I couldn't throw 30,000 teams at a slacker team, or I would have, probably gotten a little bit closer to going nerdy. And thank you for doing this for us, Paul. And enjoy the show. Enjoy the everything you guys do at the Escape Pod. I'm glad to be a supporter of Patreon. Everyone, should throw you guys a couple shiny nickels, and keep up the good work. And the on your show, the classifieds for the Doombringers, that's my guild. So keep an eye out if that's still going to be going on. And
nobody else has put in a commercial yet for it, so you guys continue to get run.
There we go. So thank you very much.
All right. Well, guys, that does wrap it up. If you want to see yourself on these leaderboards, do what my buddy Dr. JoJo has done. Join at the Kyber combatant level, and you too can be featured week in and week out right here on GACenter. I'm not going to tell you how many losses Going Nerdy has, but remember that number 250 from Dr. JoJo, because you're going to want to see that coming up in the Division 1 standard groupings. Nonetheless, guys, please, why don't you tell people what to do to take care of others?
So, wash your hands, wear your mask, and be kind to each other, damn it.
That's coming from a doctor. Let's throw it back to Nev and Flair for the Big Boys Division 1 right here on GACenter.
And welcome back. It's time to talk about the big boys.
It's the big boys.
It's the big boys.
All right. We're starting off our big boys with Fartmort. I'm not going to break out the joke I did last week. I think it was a little too much for you, Neil. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you overused it.
I only used it twice.
Exactly. Using it more than once is overuse.
Fartmort going 12-0, and consistently throughout every single one of his weeks, Fartmort usually has this style of heavy defense, very much in the same liken of like Endall. But yeah, 12-0. So not a lot of full clears, but Fartmort's always very much in the, hey, I'm a match the territories you take +1 or +2 battles or something like that. And this has consistently given him wins throughout the course of not just this month, but this season of GACenter. So that, in addition to more stuff to his roster, is definitely helping him out. So excellent job, 12-0 for Fartmort.
Wrangler, our favorite space cowboy. Decent month. Had a couple of iffy weeks in there, but 8-4. Still very, very respectable. Hell of a lot of losses. I mean, he's still got a couple of flawless victories. He got 6 full clears. So, I mean, he got full clears or flawless victories on all of his victories, barring one. And he did pick up a triple whammy during the month. So, he'll be pleased with himself. 8-4 for the month.
On to Wiggins Bog. Wigsy going 11-1. Pretty respectable score overall in terms of losses and holds. Just looking at everything was smooth sailing for him for weeks 1, 2, and 3. Going up to did I say rounds 1, 2, and 3? I meant weeks 1, 2, and 3. Week 4, unfortunately, was the week where he lost a battle. And you get to those points where it's just scraping. You have the people that have been doing really good all month are definitely not forces to be reckoned with. So, hey, we are at 11-1 still. Excellent score for Wiggins Bog.
Now, whatever with a 9-3, it's not going to be too pleased. It was towards the tail end of the month where he started losing. I mean, he was doing so well. Picked up a couple of flawless victories, had 6 full clears. He picked up, in the first half of the season, 2 triple whammies, and then it just kind of tailed off towards the end. Not going to be too pleased with himself because he was flying so high at the start of the month. But 9-3 with his Kyber, he's not going to be too upset.
Neil, hi buddy.
Yeah. Look, hey, I would argue that my month was not entirely dissimilar to whatever's. I mean, weeks 1 and 2, 3-0, triple whammy, both occasions. I was going for triple crowns, didn't get them. And then I had an absolute disaster in third round of week 3. So up to that point, I was 8-1, and I was thinking, what's going to happen? I went on tilt. I just went on tilt. I was that worried that I wasn't going to go 11-1 that I completely changed my tactics and strategy, and doing so just caused me. It cost me. I went 1-2 in a week for like the first time in like forever, and it didn't help in the third round. It didn't help picking up my Kaiba before I went into battle, which just. That wasn't so much poor strategy and poor it just made me complacent. It really did. Because I smashed through the front wall, cleared what was on the back, and completely forgot, crap, I've got 3 teams in front of Fleet. And I didn't save any 8 teams. So I got to it, and it's like, oh, I don't have a kitchen sink. So, yeah, kind of screwed the pooch on myself there. But what are you going to do?
But hey, it's still 9-3 is still not bad.
Yeah, I'm just not happy with it. Spartan... 8-4, no flawless victories, but he did pick up 5 full clears, and he did get a triple whammy this month. I think it's nice. If you don't do brilliantly, it's nice to at least still get Kaiba and at least still get a whammy. So you can't be you can't beat yourself up too hard. 8-4 for Spartan.
And on to Mr. Jigabachi having a wonderful beach bumming blast. Going 12-0 this month. Man, Jig has had just a blast killing it in Div 1 freshman. So we're a bunch of you guys have promoted up from Div 2. Jig's been just having a ball with it.
Yeah, he leapfrogged me this month because of his 12-0.
Yes, that he did. And really isn't much to say. Like the dude's been killing it, and he doesn't always get full clears. But when he doesn't get a full clear, he's always doing that territory plus strategy. So it's working in his favor, and he's been doing an excellent job. 12-0 for Mr. Jigabachi.
Grand B with a 9-3. Yes. He'd be a little bit disappointed with his last week because he did pick up a couple of triples in the middle of the month. 1 flawless victory, 5 full clears. That 1 single triple whammy that he picked up in week 3. I mean, he did pick up a triple the week before that, and I kind of jinxed him in week 4 by saying that he was due a triple crown, and it did not work out like that. But hey, he's still got the 9-3. He's still got his Kaiba, so he's not going to be too fast.
On to Biscuit Weasel. Bisweeze going 8-4. Not always amazing weeks for Biscuit. We started off great though in week 1 with a 3-0. Week 2 was if I remember correctly, I want to say life happened a little bit, and he didn't really didn't get a chance to do everything he wanted to do. Going a 1-2, and then the pooch got screwed on a couple of occasions, going 2-0 in both weeks 3 and 4. But hey, 8-4 is not bad. Definitely could be better. It could be much worse though. So hey, 8-4, Biscuit Weasel.
Bitcoin with an 11-1.
What?
Just as strange as seeing Olimar without double digits. Now, I mean, just listen to this. That anybody else getting these stats would think, 6 flawless victories, 4 full clears, 2 triple whammies, and a triple crown. Those are just incredible stats for a month. Unfortunately, in the final week of the month, he had a little oopsie, and he picked up a head injury, and somebody subbed for him in round 2 of week 4. And clearly they didn't know what to do with his roster like Bitcoin knows how to do with his roster. Which kind of adds to, it does kind of add to the weight of his capabilities as a GAC competitor, because he probably would have won it, but somebody just randomly taking and subbing on for his account, doesn't work. I'd love to know if it was his girlfriend, because one of the things that we say about Bitcoin is the only person to have beaten Bitcoin
Based on what
is
he
his
said,
girlfriend.
I don't think his girlfriend played it. It sounds like
No,
someone else
I
did.
don't think it was his girlfriend that played it. But the fact of the matter is, because technically he did not play that round, we can still say that Bitcoin has only ever been defeated by his girlfriend. 11-1.
Hypothetical question: do we think that Bitcoin's girlfriend could play his roster better than Bitcoin could?
We'll have to ask him sometime. Next time he does a sub, we'll say, get your girlfriend to sub for you and make sure you let us know.
On to Yeti going 12-0. Yeti is, by definition, one of those people that he has consistently, throughout the entirety of the show, always used SWGOH.gg, who does provide our stats and data and figures and everything, to kind of figure out his opponents. Oftentimes, he's been punching up against people that have much larger banner scores than him, much higher TCs than him, but always runs in the scenario almost every other time. Mods are crap. Doesn't use his GLs on defense. Really sucks at using his GLs. So Yeti has always been good at crafting a defense and an offensive strategy to take advantage of his opponent's failures and keep victories. So 12-0, excellent job for Yeti.
And there is Div 1 freshman. Yeti, Jigabachi, and Fortmore, the three people up there at the top of the table. Well, obviously with the exception of Bitcoin, who rules the roost of Div 1 freshmen, doing very well. And there's me roundabouts in middle. So, but everybody, no 6 and 6s. Nobody dropped below an 8 and 4.
No,
and that is that just shows you the competitiveness of our competitors, just how good the people are that we have in freshman Division 1.
Yeah, when you start getting to Div 1, you have people who are they're high performing players, unless literally crap has just hit the fan. And that doesn't really happen much with these people. So, and also you see the big difference between, like, you see 3 different styles of play at Yeti, Jigabachi, and Fortmore. You see Yeti, who crafts his strategy and dominates all the time because of how much research he does on his opponent. Jigabachi's just a surfer bum who is bumming it by and is doing an excellent job doing it. And then Turtle strategy. He plays how I play in most RTS games. Turtle up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, let's move on to the big boys.
Big boys.
And we start with Rangers. Ranger Danger. 10-2 for Ranger this month. Pretty good month. 2 flawless victories. 6 all clears. He did pick up a triple whammy this month. And of course, he got his Kyber because have his Kyber and Kyber's life.
Scores the Haas. The 3-9. He's had it rough.
He did miss a week,
and that contributed to it. But man, the dude's just had it rough this 3v3 month. 1-3, 1-2. We don't know what happened in week 3. He probably missed it. And then a 1-2 in week 4. When the battles he does win, he wins wonderfully. But a lot of times he's had scenarios where it's literally a matter of banners or just getting caught up on stuff. So 3-9 for Scorch the Haas.
And here's Paul. Recently changed his name to Dank Ferric because he likes it when it gets said in The Mandalorian. That is not a spoiler.
Spoilers!
Saying spoiler alert, the word Dank Ferric gets used in The Mandalorian. There you go. So, but hey, I mean, of those 4 wins, he did get 2 full clears and he did get 2 flawless victories. Obviously, he didn't get any whammies or crowns. But
more importantly, though,
yes, he did pick up 615 losses. So, yeah, he is definitely going for the Dunce's Cup. It's one of the reasons why I think his nemesis, Thaddeus, has stopped going for losses and he's trying to get wins but we'll talk more about that when we get to him. 4-8 for Paul.
Bum hitting a 50-50, going 6-6 this month. Man, a couple of his weeks were just not great. He started off strong with a 3-0 in week 1. His bum got slapped a couple times, and he did not like it in week 2, going 0-3, getting spooned. And then 1-2 in week 3, 2-1 in week 4. A lot of scenarios of counters not working or getting a little too bummy with it. Trying to like solo things that he should have just played a little safe, and yeah, that cost him a lot of wins. So 6-6 for Mudbum.
That's no Moon with not a good if you know Moon, you know he likes to go 12-0, 11-1, or 10-2. He's a bit like Olimar. He usually finishes a month in double digits, whether it's a 10-2, 11-1, or a 12-0. So this was not a good month for Moon. He did pick up a couple of flawless victories. He did have 5 full clears. One of those wins, he didn't get a full clear, but he did pick up 1 triple whammy. He's not going to be happy with this, though, and he will be trying his damnedest to get a 12-0, because he's one of those competitors in the standard Division 1 that's on the cusp of potentially being promoted to the Premier League for the beginning of Season 2, and this 8-4 did not help his chances there. So 8-4 for Moon.
Macias going 9-3. He's had some more toys in his roster, and as much as everyone absolutely loves 3v3, Macias went 3-0 in week 1, 2-1 in week 2, 3-0 in week 3, and he had his Kyber in week 4. So he just said the heck with it and had fun with it and pulled a 1-2. But hey, he's happy getting past 3v3s. He's enjoying his Kyber, and he's just gonna roll with it. So 9-3 for Macias.
It's just Ian with a decent month, 10-2, picked up 2 flawless victories, 8 full clears. He had 2 triple whammies this month. Not a lot of losses, not a lot of holds, but still 151 wins. So he was getting his lion's share of wins in there. Good month, but it's just Ian. 10-2.
Wow.
Yeah, Gridsy had a nightmare month, didn't he?
You know, it was awful. 3-9. Complete. Way under the Meridian line. Just awful. It was just awful.
He did miss a week. He did miss a week.
And again, that contributes. But still, like, to go 1-0, we don't know what could have happened in week 3, and then 1-0. This is very much unlike Gridden, especially from his prime. And I know that he's probably completely okay with what he's been doing, and he's got a lot of other things he's working on. But man, GAC has been rough. 3-9.
And here is Thad. 5-7, no flawless victories, only 4 full clears, no whammies, no crowns, no triples at all, and only 265 losses, which is way behind the mark if he wants to compete with Paul for the Dunces Cup. I don't think he's going to get it. And I think if you look at his results from the previous 2 months, he's realized he's not going to get it, and now he's just trying to beat Paul because he's that bad at being bad. If Paul were to get the Dunces Cup and finish above him in the table, Thaddeus would truly be very, very bad. 5-7 for going nerdy.
For Ninja Mike, not really a surprise. 12-0.
Nope.
And very, very few times throughout the course of GACenter has he lost a round. And when he does, he kicks himself in the butt and he comes back and he slaps even harder. But hey, 12-0, excellent job. I mean, he's rocking with his toys. He's got some more toys coming up apparently in this 5v5 season. So 12-0 for Ninja Mike.
End all be all, only an 11-1 this month, but what a month it was. 7 flawless victories, the most flawless victories of any competitor this month. 4 full clears. He picked up 2 triple whammies and a triple crown. Only 7 losses, the fewest losses of any competitor in any division. The king of defense doing his job. 11-1 for end all be all.
And mind you, this guy's a defensive master.
He is. He knows his stuff.
And the tables have completely flipped because he's getting more full clears and more victories and everything because of clears.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, get your pickles out. It's Finn. 11-1. Absolute blast of a time for him. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. 2-0 happened in week 4.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah. 2-1. Yeah. Words. No, Finn's been having an absolute lovely time in 3v3. And really not much else to say there. 11-1 for Finn.
DPK, yeah, DPK is a bit like Macias. They cannot stand 3v3. Absolutely hates it. No flawless victories, only 3 full clears. So no whammies, no crowns, no triples. Just glad to see the back of 3v3, I think. 6-6 for DPK.
And DB.
DB is struggling with some illness at the moment. He's trying to get. I have seen some communication from him. He's got a new baby, so there's that, and he's been ill recently, and he's trying to get that squared away. His streaming, all of his gaming's been suffering. So I'm actually amazed that he was able to get 6-6.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when we look at it, he went 1-0 in week 1. He missed week 2. He had the bad
1-2.
Huh?
Did he go
1-2? 1-2 in week 1.
Yeah.
Nothing in week 2 because he missed.
Yeah, he missed.
And he came back.
Oh yeah.
Dadgummit, with a triple crown in week 3 and enjoyed it, and then a 2-0 in week 2. So hey, here's hoping he gets better. Hoping the little babby shuts up a little bit for him to be able to do his GACs. And he comes back with a vengeance.
A 2-1. You keep saying 1-0 and 2-0.
I don't know why.
Stop it, or I will speak to your manager.
Who is my manager?
Oh, you're lucky. Your manager's not online at the moment because we ain't live. You're in luck, my son. You're in luck. Cubs. Ooh, 7-5. Not a good month for Cubs. Yeah, really, really not good. I mean, he started off decent at the beginning of the month. He did pick up a flawless victory, picked up five full clears, but the last 2 weeks were 1 and 2s, and very, very uncharacteristic of Cubs. Not quite sure. Maybe he just had some really, really tough opposition, but 7-5 for the month. He won't be happy with that.
Black Mamba rounding out our big boys, going 10-2. Pretty excellent job for Black Mamba. Again, one of our consistent people. He's kind of sitting, generally speaking, in that double-digit territory in terms of GACs. Weeks 1 and 2 were his 3-0s, and then weeks 3 and 4 were his 2-1s.
Mm-hmm.
You happy? You happy there, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
But a pretty solid week, pretty solid month in terms of performance. Very few losses, quite a few holds. Excellent job from Black Mamba. 10-2.
And there's the bottom. We're not really that fussed about the bottom. These, and neither will the competitors in the bottom half for this month. It's 7-5 and belows for those guys. They will not be pleased. Clerical error, myself, Gridsy, 2-10 there. It was actually a 3-9. But there's the top. Fruit Ninja Mike, only person so far in Division 1 standard to go undefeated in 3v3 this month. Couple of others were close. Obviously, Endor was close. Finity was close. But, Fruit Ninja Mike going undefeated this month. So, let's move on to the big boys. And we start with Zareth. I mean, what a month for Zareth. 12-0, undefeated, joint top with 7 flawless victories, same as Endor. 4 full clears. just missed out. Unfortunately, in week 3, he came up against someone that deliberately Frank Underwooded him. Literally just parked the house. It was sandbag on top of sandbag on top of sandbag. The guy put everything in his roster on defense with no intention whatsoever of attacking, which he didn't, but it stopped Zareth from getting the full clear. Did pick up 3 triple whammies. Unfortunately, he didn't pick up a quad because of the Frank Underwood that he was delivered in week 3. But 12-0 for Zareth.
You daggum, Frank Underwood's solo going 11-1. His Zareth's partner in crime. And Solo had honestly a great month. Weeks 1 and 2 were 3-0s. Week 3 was not just a 3-0, but a triple crown. And he freaking loved it. Unfortunately, again, that curse of week 4, I guess. For the people that were having straight shots of 3-0s, usually it was week 4 where the 2-1 occurred. I'm catching myself, Neil. Be happy. Going 2-1 in week 4. So still an excellent job. Wonderful performance from Solo. Excellent banner scores. Not a lot of losses. And a pretty small handful of holds. So excellent job, Solo.
Rambam. Not a good month for Rambam. Really, really was not happy with his performance at all. I mean, he did have one good week. In week 2, he picked up a triple whammy. Had a total of 2 flawless victories and 5 full clears. So he was cleaning his opponent's clock when he was winning, but when he was losing, oh yeah, he was not doing so well. Didn't get his Kyber, unfortunately. Screwed up in his last week with only a 1 and 2. So, he's going to be very, very disappointed. But he's hoping to come back strong in the final month so that he can defeat his nemesis, Ando.
On to Mandalore, Mandy, going 9-3. A wonderful performance, honestly, compared to a couple of the previous months. He's doing better than he has with a 9-3. Not a lot of full clears, still getting stuck behind. And when we're talking about someone from Maw, obviously this is going to happen. They are dealing with people that have roster sizes that are huge, and when the thick enemy opposition is there, it's very thick. A lot of losses and just as many holds. But hey, a 9-3 is still wonderful performance for Mandy.
Turtle didn't have a good month either, unfortunately. Way too many losses. He did skirt with the idea of going for the Dunce's Cup, but then he realized he had no chance, so he stopped that straight away. Still pretty solid. I mean, he didn't get any flawless victories. He did get 6 full clears, so only one of those wins wasn't a full clear. No whammies, no crowns, no triples at all. But 7-5. I'm sure he'll come back. He'll appreciate 5v5 more.
Oh, is this a clerical error? I feel like this should be 11-1. It's 11-1 on the table.
Is it? Oh, that's probably a clerical error from me then. My apologies.
Clerical error. Man, I'm trying to remember what his one missed week was. I feel like I backdated myself and just said he had all 3-0s. I didn't actually go and check.
Well, that's why I wrote it down. I thought Klesso was a 12-0.
Yeah. But hey, Klesso still did a wonderful freaking job. Not that many losses. Even for an 11-1, he is don't there's no worries about that one. He's happy. He's good. He's doing his job. He's having a wonderful time with it. 11-1 for Klesso.
Jay Johnson from Texas. Very solid month. No flawless victories, but every single one of those 9 victories was a full clear. He did pick up 1 triple whammy this month. You're not going to be disappointed with that. Only 27 losses, so he kept his losses low. Wins were good. 9 full clears, 9 wins. You're going to be pleased with that, even if you are slightly disappointed with the 3 losses. 9-3 for Jake Johnson.
And on to Indigo. Indigo did not have a great month.
No, he did not have a good month at all.
Indigo is again one of those pretty consistent double scorers. He usually gets double digits. Weeks 1 and 2, he had 2-1s. He did get a 3-0 in week 3. Unfortunately, Good Luck then immediately flipped. He was given the reverse card from Uno and got a 1 and 2, having not a great time. A lot of efficiency battles, or just like a single hold changing how everything went. But 8 and 4 still not terrible. Again, Indigo has done better, and we know he can. He does.
Oh,
good.
we know he can do better. Yeah.
But hey, 5v5 is coming. He's enjoying it. 8 and 4.
Heinze. This doesn't tell the full story. I mean, yes, it's a 5 and 7. All of those 5 wins were two flawless victories and 3 full clears. Fortunately, he did not join in week 3. So that's an instant 3 in the column. The lose column. Could have gone better, but one thing you got to remember with Heinze, all of the 9 matches that he did compete in, he did actually do quite well. He only got edged out by banner losses in the 4 losses, and obviously the 3 were automatically put on there. So he's doing well. I think if he can pick up on the holds, if he can just get a few more holds, we'll be turning those 5-7s into 7-5s, 8-4s, and some 10 and 2s. But this month, only 5 and 7 for Heinze.
On to Dylar. Going 8 and 4. Dylar either does really good or just kind of gets a kick in the pants. And weeks 1 and 2 were 2 and 1s. Played his A game on week 3, going 3 and 0, and week 4 was the kick in the pants, getting a 1 and 2. Dylar, not a lot of losses though, so we can definitely know that a lot of those were efficiency battles, or just a matter of just not being able to get full clears. We can tell by the amount of wins that he didn't get a lot of full clears, or it was missing a few full clears. But definitely still quite a few holds. But hey, still not awful. Could be better. Could be worse. 8 and 4 for Dylar.
And it's the Grand Admiral, who did very well this month. No flawless victories. All of his victories were either full clears or just scraping through with a banner win. So 7 of those wins were from full clears, with 3 victories where he just scraped through with the correct amount of banners. Nothing big, nothing massive. He got a lot of holds. His Papa Palpatine, his Sith Eternal Empire Palpatine, really, really does the business on defense. It really, really does. And a lot of those losses were to GL Rays throughout all 4 weeks. But 10 and 2 at the end of the day is an excellent showing at the end of the month, especially when you compare a lot of the people in his division were not doing quite well. They were 8 and 4s, 9 and 3. So 10 and 2 for the Grand Admiral. Good month.
And rounding out our coverage, as always, currently is Ando, going 8 and 4. A consistent month of 2 and 1s. Not so different from the beginning of our season of GACenter. But hey, he still got plenty of wins. A lot of those were either he just knew that the opponent he was going up against was smashing him. But some of them were efficiency battles. Some of them were just getting hit. And yeah, it's a consistent month for Ando. But hey, he's hoping he's doing better than his rival Randam. He can't say that, at least.
Yes, he can say that.
Yep, he can say that. But 8 and 4 for Ando.
And there is the table. Zareth is at the top this month. Yeah, you see that? You see I put Klesso. Klesso was 11 and 1. So yeah, it was a clerical error from me. Klesso and Solo only getting the 11 and 1s. Arnold's still there, consistently finishing 4th in Elite Division 1, behind the likes of Zareth, Klesso, and Solo Base. The Gambit crew ruling the roost, as they do, because they're all rather good at GAC. But what we are going to do is discuss, after the break, what the Premier League looks like at the end of 5 months, and what the current standings are, and what the prospects are for any future GAC competitor what they need to do, what they think they're going to need to do in the last 4 weeks of our season to try and make it into that inaugural season when we do season 2 of the Premier League, where we put the 10 best against each other from Division 1. Anyway, I'm going to close that down, and we'll see you all after the break.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the escape pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact Shitty Bill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
SWGOH.GG is your one-stop site for the raw data behind the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. From complete gear lists to intuitive stats behind all of your favorite holotable heroes. SWGOH.GG has it all. With a .GG account, you can get a complete view of your own roster, see how you match up against other players, and even check out the history of your own Grand Arena Championship matches. You can also see what your opponent used on you to give you a better understanding of counters and team compositions to improve your gameplay. Did you know that they also have some great Patreon features as well? Ad-free browsing of their site, guild information, and manual information requests are included in their 3 levels of Patreon support. Check out the site for more details. That's SWGOH.GG. Unleash your holotable potential today.
And welcome back. We're keeping it short. We're keeping it sweet. Let's bring up what the Premier League looks like right now.
Instead of an interview, yeah, we're taking a look at this. This is in terms of just a little bit of a peek behind the curtains, you would say. This is the last kind of monthly review that we're doing. When we finish month 6 of season 1 of GACenter, it is the finale. That last episode is going to be looking at the entire season and looking at the winners and the winners. We're not going to say the losers. But and then crowning who are 10 players in the Premier League. So Neil, this is your brainchild. I'll let you start off.
Well, basically, it's kind of there are 3 divisions that we have created in Division 1. So CG won't break down Division 1. It's probably one of the biggest bugbears alongside the algorithm that they use for matchmaking, which we know is kind of messed up. There's nothing that we can do about that. It does pitch people against each other in Division 1 with, massive GP discrepancies in their entire roster, which does kind of make a little bit of difference here and there, especially when you take into consideration if someone has got 500,000 GP less, it does mean that they're going to have fluffier bottoms. And, when you've got a fluffy bottom, it means you've got more in your kitchen sink. It does put more in your kitchen sink. So, if you've been watching us regularly, you will know that we split Division 1 about halfway through our season down into 3 sections: 4.5 to 5.5, 5.5 to 6.5, and 6.5 onwards. Now, yes, there are people that are in the 8 million GP, but we don't have any competitors that are in the 8 million GP. Most of our competitors that are in Division 1 Elite are 6.5 and above. We have a very large standard, which is 5-5 to 6-5, and then we have a smaller one that's the freshman. And what we're doing for the Premier League is we're taking the 4 best statistical players from our elite, the 4 best statistical players from our standard division, and the 2, because, you know, they're the little, but we've got to give the people in the freshman division, you know, something to play for other than the Division 1 freshman title. So we're going to take 2 from there. And as you can see, these are the current standings. So we've got Bitcoin and Fort Mort from the freshman division. They're going to be getting promoted to the Premier League next season. Then we've got Fruit Ninja Mike, Endall, Moon and Ranger from the standard, and then obviously we've got Klesso, Zareth, Finity, and Solo from the division the 1
big,
elite. Now,
big boys. Actually,
the big
Finn's in the standard.
Sorry.
Yeah, Finn's in the standard. Yeah. So let's see here. It's Moon, Solo, Zareth, and Klesso, all from the elite.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, Endall, Finn, and Moon and Ranger, all from the
Actually,
standard.
I'm just gonna just while you're talking there, I'm just gonna double check because I could have sworn that it was
Moon's the standard.
Moon is the standard, isn't he?
Yep. But it's still correctly broken down. 4 from elite, 4 from standard, 2 from freshman. So
yeah, no, it's just that I could have sworn that Arnold is in there, and Arnold should be there. It should be Arnold. It should not be Moon. So there's just one tiny error there. It's not Moon. It is actually Arnold, because the top 4 of Division 1 are Klesso, Zareth, Solo, and Arnold. The top 4 of Division 1 are Fruit Ninja Mike, Endall, Finity, and Ranger. And then obviously the top 2 of Division 1 freshmen is Bitcoin and Fort Mort. But you know, there is a lot to play for because there's a 1-round battle for that second spot between Fort Mort and Yeti going on at the moment. The last spot from Division 1 standard is wide open because Ranger, Moon, and Black Mamba are separated by 1 round. Ranger currently holds it on banner difference. As you can see, Moon is just behind him. Obviously at the top, it's kind of settled. If Arnold has an absolute nightmare 5v5 week and Indigo goes completely undefeated, he does have the potential to pip him because he is above Ranger on banner difference. So if Indigo were to go 12-0 and Arnold were to go 10-2, Indigo would take that last spot. So just that one minor error there from at the bottom there with Moon. I mean, Moon can still get there. All he's got to do is overtake Ranger. That's all he's got to do is overtake Ranger and sneak into the Premier League for Season 2. But that's the way it currently looks at the end of this month. Obviously, we've got 12 more rounds to go. I would probably argue that Bitcoin, Fruit Ninja Mike, Endall, Klesso, Zareth, and Solo are all shoe-ins, but you know, there's a little bit of wiggle room with about 3 of those spots, and then we will have our set 10 for next season. And then all we'll do each season, all that we're going to do each season will be the winner. So these guys will, whoever's in the Premier League will compete amongst themselves, and we will crown a grand champion, you know, the Mac Daddy of GACers that we cover. And there will be a winner of the Premier League, but there will still be our regular 3 divisions. There'll still be an elite division, still be a standard division, and there'll still be a freshman division. And the winners of each of those 3 divisions will automatically be promoted to the Premier League, and the bottom 3 will be relegated. But we will also throw a 4th person in and kick a 4th person out, and that will be the statistical best player out of the 3 first division leagues. So, 4 will go up, 4 will come down. And that will be the incentive to those in the standard, elite, and freshman divisions to do well. Not just getting a title, but being promoted and, trying to match Moxies against the likes of Bitcoin and Fruit Mike Ninja. I mean, you might go up and you might get relegated straight away, but at least you can say you competed with the best.
You got to play with the big boys.
You got to play with the big boys. The triple X big boys.
Yeah, this is like I said, Neil, this has been your all's kind of baby, and definitely is an exciting thing to see. And hopefully this gives incentive for even the players within that table to bring their A game as much as possible.
Oh, I can see some I can definitely see some competitiveness going on amongst them. I mean, Bitcoin.
If they're bringing like 100% of their game right now, I hope they better be darn bringing 110, 115, 120% of their A game. That's kind of impossible sometimes, but dadgummit, they better try.
Yeah. And I did actually say during the live show last week that Bitcoin would not be joining. He was going to be taking a step back. I was wrong. I was preemptive with that. Bitcoin will be with us.
Based on previous information.
I was going off previous information. Bitcoin will be doing GAC. Regularly. He's going to be he is either going to be streaming it or he's going to be posting it. Probably going to be just posting it because he has a girlfriend and real life stuff. But he has informed me that he will be picking up a third GL and obviously all of the luggage that comes with a third GL, which he says is going to make GAC a considerably tougher challenge for him. And because it's going to be a tougher challenge, he's going to be recording more and posting it, which fits with the regulations for being in GACenter leagues. So I'm very, very happy. Very, very happy that Bitcoin will be with us in Season 2, competing with the big boys in the Premier League.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's just kind of a quick look at what the Premier League looks this month. Like we've said, at the end of next month, we will officially declare who the 10 statistically best, 4 from Elite, 4 from Standard, 2 from Freshman, who they are, and what's going to be happening. We are gearing up for hopefully a grand slam of a final month. And a lot of hopes and work and preparation for Season 2.
Oh, yes. Lots of new names coming to GACenter.
New names, lots of things changing. And hopefully there's some the changes that we are doing are changes that you guys will enjoy.
Yeah, and we will have one big surprise at the end of the season that we really do think is just going to totally blow everybody's minds.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, Neil, let's close this thing out, shall we?
Yeah.
So,
what are you up to?
All right. Man, right now it's been a little bit of Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force, they've added in this new real-time PvP mode that I've been playing around with. So I'm streaming that a little bit right now. We are currently trying to do a push to finish Yakuza 0. And once Yakuza 0 is done, then I move to Yakuza 1. And the process continues. It begins all over again. And back to a little bit of Valhalla. So yeah, a lot of stuff different happening. Again, variety stuff over on my channel. So a lot of fun. Neil, what's happening in the pod?
Well, we've got our flagship show on Fridays, the Escape Pod cast, coming fast approaching our 100th episode, which will be a lot of fun to do. Going to try and get a special guest for Paul, hopefully. We have our usual Talking Mando watch party. We have our watch party on Fridays after the shows now. So if you're Patreon...
I forgot it's been moved to Friday.
Yeah, we've moved it to Friday so that we can avoid the spoilers. because leaving episode coming out on Friday and doing a watch party on Sunday, we're trying to avoid spoilers. So we've been doing our watch parties. And then obviously on Going Nerdy's channel, we do Talking Mando. And then obviously it's right back around. This week, I will be doing my GACs randomly. Sometimes I'll be doing them in the evening. Sometimes I'll be doing them in the afternoon. It's all about when I've actually got the time to do it. And I will be doing, as soon as I get a new camera, because I set up a wonderful full screen green screen studio behind this one, and I currently don't have a camera pointing at it. So hopefully I can get a replacement camera for that soon, because I spent a lot of time and effort and resources in setting that studio up, and currently I can't use it, and people are missing my butt streams when I do my GAC. I will return with the butt stream as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, no, seriously, guys, this is where we're gearing up. Like I said, we're gearing up for a slam of the last month. Lots of changes coming up soon. But we will be the next 4 weeks. We are not patiently. We are closely watching to see what happens in the tables, to see where things change up, who is really going to end up in the Premier League. And who all are going to be sitting there aspiring to hit those levels next time around, those ranks the next time. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, Neil?
No. Just don't forget to tell me what to do this week.
I'll tell you what to do, dadgummit.
Good, because I have to keep reminding you.
Huh?
Good, because I have to keep reminding you.
Yeah. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for watching. We know that this is a different episode where this is a direct to YouTube version of it. But for everyone who has come by and watched, thank you all so much. Likes, comments, subscribe. Go check out the Twitch channel for the Escape Podcast if you have not already. Otherwise, we will see everyone back on Twitch next week for week 1 of month 6. Till then, guys, y'all have a great day, and we will see you all around. And Neil,
yes,
push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
See everyone.